He was so loving and so powerful. He was like a mother, just mothered people. Very, very caring, and nothing slipped past him. I mean, if someone is in the hall having some negative tirade of thoughts, he knew, He would, mother, father, watch your breath, He had a way of, if you had a question and you had some burning angst, you want to ask him something, and maybe there was a group, he would talk to the person next to you and answer your question to them. And later on you'd say, did you have that question? No, I don't know why you said that. Because it was for you, I don't know what was up with that, but it was just something he did. And also stir the pot. You go to the ashram, you're expecting this blissful, wonderful experience. Well, he's there to help us purify the ego, to help us transcend all this negativity and get into higher states of consciousness and be the light, So your stuff would come up, That's still, I see that with Yogananda too. It's hard to see your own stuff, and so the gurus help you so much with that. And when you're ready to transcend whatever lower thing you're doing, they help you with that. And they're always dropping hints, along the way. It's just, we're the ones blocking things. He was so available. I mean, you would go to the ashram and you could go to his bedroom and bow to him. You had to ask, okay, can I go see Baba now? Okay, sure. You go and bow to him, say hello, and the same when you left. And if you had a question you needed some help with, you would schedule an appointment. He's, in his late 80s, early 90s, still doing these things. It's amazing. But I remember a few times leaving his room in just tears, because, man, he'd yank some major ego stuff up for me, and I'm thinking, God, how can he be so mean? That's my initial response. And then maybe 2 years later, I figure it out. I mean, it wasn't always immediate. I mean, I remember one time it took me 5 years to figure out something that he had said that just, at the time hurt me to the core, that was pure grace. Pure grace. 5 years. But, that takes, on the devotee's part, a humbleness and a surrender to realize, here's this divine spiritual person who only has my best interest at heart. Why would he say something cruel and cutting if it wasn't somehow to help me? And of course it always was, 1000% of the time, period. But you had to be strong enough to take it, honestly. But he didn't do that with everyone. I must have had, I don't know, he must have needed to do spring cleaning or whatever. He didn't hesitate with me very much, but some people he didn't do that so much with, and maybe they had less stuff, or maybe they didn't have the faith to stay with him if he did. I don't really know, honestly. I can't. But I'm just extremely grateful to have had that opportunity, and I just feel tremendous love and respect for him, because his whole life was devoted to helping others. And his spiritual sadhana was so great. He was such a great yogi, but someone might look at him and say, who's that old man sleeping in that bed there? Or laying in that bed there? So you don't have any idea who this is. One time I heard this secondhand, but there was a reporter, I think for the Miami Herald, or whatever the Miami newspaper is, and he had in his mind not a good intention. He was going to come in, interview Hariharananda, and prove that, this man was not the real deal. So he had all these questions. He was just going to pick him apart. He went into his bedroom, and his mind went to mush. Oh, he couldn't remember any of his questions. Of course, I'm laughing about that because that's happened to me. Not just me, I mean, because his vibration was so high. Here we are vibrating down, and he's like, it's a little disparity. So oftentimes you'd go in there and you'd have a question for Baba. Well, what is it? This is like gone. He was very direct, very direct. And, I don't know how much of that's cultural, who knows, but you can't, to try to figure out a realized being is impossible for one that's consciousness is like this compared to infinite.